Greetings, I'm Jonathan Spirit, I'm learning to scale, and welcome to Beginner Factorio Supershorts. I have a machine here that's automatically creating stone furnaces because in this episode I'm going to talk about smelting. There are many factors to consider in smelting, for example upgrading it, because there are three types of furnaces: stone, steel, and electric. Steel and stone have the same size, but electric, the final upgrade, is a 3x3 block instead of just 2x2. It also doesn't require coal, while stone and steel do. I want to be able to upgrade whatever smelting setup I create from stone to steel to electric furnaces with minimal problems. There are a lot of great setups out there that do this with great ideas, but it seems like they all warrant refactors. To deal with that, I've set up my own design, which I'll explain shortly. The Blueprint library lets a Factorio player store his blueprints online. Blueprints are fairly straightforward. To use one, first press New Blueprint and put it in your inventory. Then start selecting a design. This menu will handily tell you all the components. You can change the icons, change the name, or remove and restore items. Finally, you can export the blueprint to a string to save, or you can just create it. Now, with our created blueprint, we can replace it anywhere we want. If we don't actually want to place the items, we can shift-click to create a ghost item. These ghost items can be removed by right-clicking on them, or you can get a new deconstruction planner and select the whole thing to delete it. To get these blueprints out of your inventory, you can right-click on them to open them up and press Destroy. To save them so that you can access them on any Factorio game in this instance, move them into the My Blueprints section. I've been informed that this is not online, but if you put all of your blueprints into a blueprint book, and then export it to your main inventory, you can export the entire blueprint as a string, and import that to another world. If you don't want a bunch of blueprints clogging up your inventory, you can just place one blueprint book into your inventory, and then after selecting it, shift scroll to change the blueprint. You can change the order that you scroll through in the right-click menu, and remove or insert blueprints. Let's start with what I call Tile 1. Transport belts, which move items in two lanes, will have coal on one lane and iron on the other. These outer transport belts will hold coal and iron. These inserters will pull smelted iron plates from the furnaces and put it onto this conveyor belt, which will side load onto the upper lane of this transport belt. When I upgrade this setup to electric smelting, I'll get rid of these side-loading belts and move these inserters down and up one so that the electric furnaces, which are 3x3, can replace the stone furnaces. This is the effect we'll get. This is tile 2. You'll notice it has no side-loading at all. Inserters, when placing onto a belt, will place items on the far side of the belt from them. These outer transport belts will also have coal and iron, but when I upgrade to electric smelting, these transport belts will go away, these inserters will move up, and electric furnaces will come in place. This is the tiled setup. These belts will hold coal and iron, as will these outer belts. When I upgrade to electric furnaces, however, because this belt gets removed, I'll only have this one belt left, and it will hold all iron. So this side and this side will both get one lane of iron just like before. The setup can tile up higher and will do the same thing, but in the end, the outermost belts will each only have one lane of iron. Let's prepare for 4 setups of iron, 4 setups of copper, 2 setups of steel, and 1 setup for stone. I've marked all these setups with relevant icons for the future. Now, you ask, are there ratios for smelting? Yes, I say, a lot. The main concern when making a smelting line is maximizing the fill of your belt. If you have enough inserters putting enough items on the side of a belt, regardless of timing, you will get a full belt at the end. A yellow belt on its own can carry 13.33 items per second, so we need to produce between these two furnace setups 13.33 iron plates per second. Each side of the belt can carry 6 2/3 items per second, and each furnace will make 1 iron every 3.5 seconds, so we need 23.3 furnaces on each side, which rounds up to 24. This is about as big as a full furnace setup will be, with 48 furnaces, 24 on each side. These setups now have electric poles and lamps. Unexpectedly, I have completely changed the orientation of these setups. Soon I will achieve another level of belt that is double the speed of these belts, but will I double my smelting setups? No. But by then, I will have steel furnaces, which will be double the speed of stone furnaces. Right now, I don't plan to go nearly that large scale, I'm just going to have 16 stone furnaces. This setup will take a line of coal and a line of iron. The iron will split evenly between the top lanes of these two transport belts, and these underground belts, which act like underground pipes, will take coal to be split to the bottom lanes of these two transport belts. For enough iron to support this smelting setup, I'll need 9 electric mining drills. To maximize your mining ability, make sure that your 5x5 area electric mining drills cover the very edges of your iron patch. Unfortunately, we are not in possession of a very large coal mine, and I see none in sight. To extend our view, let's make a radar. It will constantly scan terrain, but it uses more power than anything else in our base. To change the direction a belt is facing, you can just click over it and it'll switch. These lanes are filling up lopsidedly. This simple setup should fix that. Click drag to place multiple items at once. Behold, it's working at last. And that's it for today's episode. Between this episode and next, I'll extend this setup to have copper smelting as well. And then we can work on a main bus and a proper factory. As always, if you have any feedback, I'd love to hear it. I hope you enjoyed.